About chakras. Have you heard of the word? Everybody knows what it is? No idea, right? Chakras are used a lot in tantra, in tantric rites. It is used in the Kundalini style of yoga and Kundalini style of meditation. I do a lot of chakra meditation. I've done one with y'all. Because chakras are the place where you store stress. So once again, what causes us stress and where do we get it from? Even a child has stress. Even a 2-year-old child will have some stress because there are parameters of what is right and what is wrong. When the child is born, doesn't know anything. He's given a bottle of milk if he cries, or his diaper is changed. That's it. Once he grows a little bigger, the first thing he'll clap his hands. As soon as he claps his hands, the parents will say, "Oh, very good, very good, very good. My baby's so clever." So he knows that if mommy claps their hands, then whatever I'm doing is very good. Right? And then when mommy doesn't clap the hand and mommy says, he knows that that's a very bad thing. And he gets scared of that, right? So he stays away from that and goes towards the clapping. And then, as that builds, this is what takes us into this world of opposites. This whole world is one of opposites. That is what makes life on earth so challenging, because we always have choices. And they don't really oppose each other. All choices are on opposite ends of one long continuum. So black is not the opposite of white. Day is not the opposite of night. Self-esteem is not the opposite of arrogance. They're just at different points on a continuum. It's difficult to understand that, right? Self-esteem is at one end. You can have even lower self-esteem, even lower self-esteem, right? And if you're filled with ego, then you'll have more ego, little more ego, you'll get more and more arrogant. Blackness is not completely black, it's just the absence of light. And that also has different shades of grey, right? So we are constantly all day faced with these opposite values. As we grow up, these opposite values makes us completely crazy, because we're trying to do one thing and stay away from the other. So it's cravings, aversions, cravings, aversions. That's how that develops. Strong feelings towards something and strong dislike towards something else. It's the way you've been brought up to think that it's wrong to expose your body in public. That's how I was brought up. So I don't like Miss Universe pageants. I really don't. I think it's wrong. Somebody else might think it's empowering for women coming from a very poor background and who've got nothing to look forward to in life, have nothing else except a beautiful face and a beautiful body, and by becoming Miss Universe, they're able to help a lot of other people. Fine. That's how they look at things. So they have another idea of black and white, what's empowering and what is demeaning. We're constantly playing this balancing trick. And as we live our life, depending on who we are plugged into, whether it's your boss, your husband, your older sister, your daughter, your eldest daughter, your son, after a while your children also, they start telling you what to do, right? So it's, you just decide, like you've got a different level of stress. Will my daughter approve of this? Will my husband approve of this? Will my wife approve of this? Am I dressed in a decent manner? Is the way I talk okay? Every little thing that we do or say gives us a certain amount of stress. Children in school have the greatest amount of stress, in fact. Their parents expect all kinds of things from them. This one son went to Harvard, that one son went to Princeton, this one spelling bee, that one got Silver Knight. And your child has to be the best. It just has to be the best. Second best is not good enough. You have to get an A. It means you're not working enough. There's no question of not being talented. You have to be good at math, you have to be good at science, and excellent at writing. Excellent at everything you do. Doesn't matter. There are these standards. Not only that, your friends are doing so well. There is so much competition between friends. And middle school is the worst, especially in this country. I don't know, I have girls, I don't have boys, but the stress that my girls went through in middle school, I don't wish on anybody. They were so worried about how they dressed. They were worried about how I dressed when I came to school. I mean, everything was something to worry about. Their stress level was always high. They had to be among the most popular. So we all have stress from all over the world. And the stress is normally here. It's at a manageable level, right? And we handle everything because we have certain outlets which are stress-free. So we play tennis, we play an instrument, we go for walks, we go to the gym, we do yoga, we meditate. We have these outlets, so then it comes down a little bit and then it's climbing back up again, right? For those, when it goes over that level, boom, it's gone. Actually, you have to thank all those people who are hooked on drugs and alcohol, because if they were not hooked on alcohol, this noise, this stress would be so high, they would burst out in violent ways that would harm everyone around them. So alcohol, drugs is a very unhealthy way of dealing with stress. Meditation, exercise, music, all these are healthier ways of dealing with stress because they don't have the other side effects, What does stress do? How does stress get stored in your body and why does it affect you? Stress will increase your cholesterol levels. Stress will constrict your arteries and make the blood flow much more difficult. Stress will increase your heart rate, so it will be consistently high. There are times if you're nervous around somebody, automatically you'll feel the pulse. You'll feel the pulse. As soon as you feel the pulse, your adrenaline has started pumping into your system and you're in the mode of flight. You're in the mode of dealing with danger. If you consistently remain at that level, you can burst a blood vessel and get a stroke. You don't want to be like that. You don't know how to disengage from the person who causes you that stress. Yet, stress is far more harmful for you than any of the other factors. Diabetes has got medication. Blood pressure has got medication. Cholesterol, you have statins. For stress, there is no tablet. The only tablet for stress is meditation. The only tablet, antidote for stress is meditation. And the sooner you start it, the better, because everybody is stressed. They have some level of stress. Whether it debilitates them, or it reduces their functioning, or it makes them sick. How does stress make you sick? We have within our body what we can't see. Our chakras, these are things, oral, how can I describe it? There's like a wheel spinning, but it is capable of absorbing any type of vibration. It can absorb every type of vibration. So your body releases these vibrations, these stress vibrations, and that gets absorbed in each chakra. So for certain people, if it gets absorbed in my throat region, in my Vishuddha chakra, then I'm going to get problems like bronchitis, a cold, a cough. If it gets absorbed here, I get headaches. If it gets absorbed in my belly, then I'm going to get stomach ailments. Because every chakra is associated with a certain part of your body and with a certain system in your body. And you'll always notice a certain period of being very, very unsettled, very, very unsettled right before you, fall sick. And I didn't want to make any mistakes, so I want to read the chakras and the body parts in their correct order. If I can find it. Just give me a second. All right, here we are. The body, the mind will show the illness prior to the body. We hold a lot of pain in our bodies, a lot of pain. And I was reading from Eckhart Tolle the other day, and it said that women particularly hold the pain of generations of abuse. And that comes out as premenstrual stress. You know, the PMS that they have, that women have, the irritation, it will come out, it will attach itself onto the mind, and everything will irritate. You'll find things. It first starts as a sensation, which is why in the meditations I ask you to look for sensations. It then attaches to the mind. And then the mind, as soon as that irritation is there, the mind will look for events outside, something to catch on to say this irritates me. So your husband can drop a pen or drop an eggshell or drop a glass, it doesn't matter. Even if he drops nothing, he will annoy you then. Because you want some outlet. How do you catch these things? You catch it as the irritation starts. Like we do in meditation. You search for that spot where it's beginning. And you, as soon as you put consciousness on it, awareness on it, it'll disappear. Till the next time it starts. It might start after 10 minutes. It might start after half an hour. But that's how it all functions, right? So we all have our little, spots. And whenever you do a chakra meditation, as soon as I ask you to focus on that particular chakra, you'll probably go right deep in. Sometimes you pass out. You faint because that's where the maximum stress is held. And when that releases, the toxins also get released. And you'll find you'll need to have a drink of water or something to flush it out of your body. Meditation will release these toxins because it releases stress stored in the chakras. So what are these chakras and how does it work? And what is the point of all this? Why are we doing pranayama? Like I said, pranayama, chakras and meditation, they're all very connected. The breath is what connects the mind to the body, right? The only way you're going to connect to what's inside you is through your breath. And the pranayama is your first source of prana. Even before the sun, it's the breath. The breath and the sun is the most positive source of prana. So it connects you to your breath. And that's the breath that's going to raise your prana from the Mooladhara to the Sahasrara. As the prana descends, you have different emotions arising. As the prana ascends, you have different emotions arising. So what happens? Let's imagine that the first chakra is the Mooladhara. It is said to be the earth element. Okay, everything is connected to we are one of 5 elements. Located at the base of your spine. This is where the energy enters the body. And when the energy ascends, it's enthusiasm. And when it descends, it's inertia, laziness. Okay? It's connected. The physical organs are the gonads, the adrenal glands, the kidneys, and the spinal column. So any problems with any of these body parts is connected to your Mooladhara. When you meditate, focusing on this area will eliminate problems. The second chakra is called the Swadhisthana chakra, and it's connected to the water element. It's located about 4 to 6 inches above the base of the spine, behind your genital areas. And when the prana ascends, it's creativity. When the prana descends, it's sexual energy. So think of this. When you use that same prana for sexual energy, it leaves you with inertia and listless because your prana is dropping. When you use the same prana of enthusiasm as ascending energy, it's creativity. Writing a beautiful script or creating a poem, or making a painting, or writing a piece of music. So it's one prana. You can use it for either. You have a choice. This needs to be explained to our youngsters, so they can make a educated choice whether they want their prana to ascend or to descend. The third chakra is the Manipura. It's in your belly region, and it's the fire element. It is located behind the navel, and that's when I tell you, you look for the area behind the navel, right? Ascending prana is joy and generosity. Descending prana is greed and jealousy. Ascending joy and generosity, descending greed and jealousy. Physical organs are the adrenal glands, pancreas, liver, stomach, the nervous system, and the bladder. So basically the organs that are in your belly. The fourth chakra is the Anahata chakra, which is your heart center. Ascending prana is love. Descending is hatred and fear. But only one emotion can exist at one time. So if you feel love, you can't feel hatred or fear. If you feel hatred, you cannot feel fear or love. And if you feel fear, you won't feel either hatred or love. Which is why a man can hate someone so much that he can drive a plane into a building with no fear. Only one emotion at a time. When you go up, love. When you go down, fear and hatred. Then comes the throat chakra, the Vishuddha chakra. Oh, did I give you the elements? I did.
No, the element for the heart.
Okay, I still haven't given you. The fourth chakra is at the heart center, right? The physical organs are the thymus, not sure where that is, the heart, the blood and circulatory system, the immune system, and the endocrine system. Okay. The fifth is the Vishuddha, which is in the throat. Ascending prana is gratitude, descending is grief. You feel, no, when you want to cry, that pain in your throat. Tonde adikyam. Yeah, exactly that. That's what it is, right? The physical organs are the thyroid and the parathyroid glands, lungs, vocal cords, and bronchial apparatus. That's the sacs. So all your bronchial problems will all come here, right? The sixth is the Anya chakra, the one of consciousness. It's light consciousness. It is in the region between the eyebrows, right there. It's your third eye chakra. That's what they call it, right? Ascending prana is awareness. Descending is anger. What do you do when you get angry, right? You feel it right there, right there. So Durvasa was a very angry rishi. All it meant was that his prana was descending. You know, it's just another distortion of love. Right? The physical organ is the pineal gland, which controls, I think, virtually the whole system. The seventh is your Sahasra, which is the most important, crown of the head, and it leads you to bliss. And it is connected to the pituitary gland.
I'm sorry, what is the name of the...
Sahasra chakra, the 1,000 petaled lotus that opens up. The chakras are seen like a coiled serpent, and you raise the energy through that kundalini. So if you look at it as you're ascending, it's enthusiasm, creative energy, joy and generosity, love, gratitude, awareness, bliss. Anger, grief, hatred and fear, jealousy and greed. Swadhisthana is sexual energy and inertia.